Anyway, time to talk about something that no one's covering. So, in the north of Argentina, there is this province called Jujuy. There are lots of indigenous people because it basically is like in the heart of like highland indigenous territory, like Aymara, Quechua people, a lot of them. And recently there have been protests there, like massive protests and massive repression in response because the provincial governor of Jujuy, after promising indigenous people that he would like pass laws to finally grant them land rights by an appropriate private land and give them to them, etc. As in, basically, you know, Bolivia has the same thing. A lot of other countries, you know, have like indigenous reserves and stuff, but Argentina is extremely like behind on that sort of basic part of it, of like things that other like colonial states have done that Argentina hasn't done basically at all. So after promising that, this guy, Gerardo Morales, who is like your generic sort of neoliberal right-wing guy, he did the exact opposite. He passed the constitutional reform, provincial constitutional reform, which did the opposite, which strengthened the private property rights of the people who own what should be indigenous land. So technically this reform is illegal, though, you know, it's something that is still iffy to deal with because it's going to require, you know, how do you like, especially with an outgoing president, how do you like enforce national law on a province that is violating it without like causing massive like optical problems and potentially sparking a civil war or some shit? Kind of difficult. So I'm not exactly sure what will happen there, especially considering that Argentina's like Supreme Court and shit is completely fucked up and you can't trust them to actually like abide by the letter of the law, even in a case like this where it's totally fucking obvious that what they did is illegal. So that caused protests, obviously, and then the governor sent out cops to attack the protesters. And now the right-wingers are posting incredible shit about how the people protesting against an obviously ridiculous like right-wing anti-Indigenous reform are like agents sent by Evo Morales to like, I don't know, like take over Argentina and make an Aymara ethno-state. And this is a great example of that. Where's my translate? Okay, I don't have it. But he says the Argentine province of Jujuy is under attack by Evo Morales. You see what I'm talking about here? You understand? You understand what he's saying? You can tell just by the image. It's under attack by this guy. I didn't get that many likes, actually. It posted from Portugal as well. What do you do? You're in Portugal. Who the fuck is this guy? He's an economist from Venezuela. And international communism, united with fascism, with ethnic Aymara fascism, to bring down the government of Gerardo Morales and convulsion. How would I say that? Convulse, obviously, isn't correct. Destabilize the north of Argentina. 15,000 Bolivians of Aymara ethnic origin, residents in Jujuy, cause, I don't know what the fuck Zozobra means, probably like chaos or something, in Jujuy to establish an Aymara ethno-state or an Aymara state in the west of Bolivia, in the south of Peru, and in the north of Argentina. So this is what a lot of people actually believe because conspiracy theory, like fake news shit in Latin America is actually pretty big, especially when it comes to this sort of thing. Like there is a not insignificant proportion of people who like believe that like anyone like to the left of like Augusto Pinochet was installed by like a Sao Paulo Forum like conspiracy to do international communism and teach your children how to put on a condom in sex ed classes. So that is unfortunately a way of thinking that is not uncommon. And you know, it's basically whatever you expect when indigenous people in South America and Latin America in general protest, especially against this sort of government, is they get repressed. And this has caused a like conflict in Argentina because the national government is like telling them what they're doing is wrong, and they're like, no, what we're doing is right. And the governor was spam tweeting about it as well. Let's see. Yeah, he's probably still tweeting about it. And the craziest thing about it is he's going to be the vice presidential candidate of like the Neolibs, which is fucking incredible. He's actively like sending cops to oppress indigenous people, advocating for their land rights. And then they announce him like 2 days later as their vice presidential candidate. And of course, like the presidential candidate is the fucking alien guy, Horacio Larreta, who's like, look at him, he's definitely an alien. He's from another fucking planet. And he is basically known for being that guy, but in the city of Buenos Aires. Like he's known for just like when, for example, during like the World Cup celebrations, he sent cops to like disperse crowds that were celebrating. He's that sort of person. Like he sends riot police whenever there's like football fans celebrating in the street. So it's like the fucking shithead squad, basically. And that guy was Gerardo Morales, the one from the governor of Jujuy. He was claiming on Twitter that the president and the vice president are conspiring against him to launch a coup. They've been claiming that like they've been paying the indigenous people to protest and shit, as if like they need to be told to protest when he just did the exact opposite of what he had been saying that he would do for them for a very long time. And yeah, Larreta's personal story is insane. He like left his wife for like the daughter of like her sister or something when he already had like multiple children with his wife, some shit like that. And then he also left her for like someone else. So yeah, just probably the greatest candidate you could ever imagine for president.